Hey everybody, I'm Michael and welcome back to the Classroom Reef. Alright, so today I've got a few things that we're going to be talking about, and probably the biggest thing we're going to be talking about is why are my Montiporas looking so miserable? Now you can see maybe from the last time that I shared my tank with you, my flower petal Monties look nice and green, really happy little blue polyps on it, and now they're all washed out. And look at my red Monty cap. It's like a light pink color. What's another one that's not looking right here? Take a look at the bird's nest there. That's the bird of paradise bird's nest. Looking pretty rough. Oh my goodness, yeah, look at the color on this green bird's nest. Not so good. So what happened? Oh, and my elkhorn and my acros, everything looking really dull. Well, what happened? Well, I have this little pump that I'm using down in the sump that's running water through my my carbon reactors. And so usually they just, I load up one of my carbon reactors and it's just a little power head that pushes water through, and it decided to burn out. I'm going to show you what that looked like. So here's the culprit right here. This one right here, of course it had the attachment on it, and it was just pumping water through my reactors. And sure enough, if you can see right here, right there, the wire is singed. And it was smoking. And it was dumping some real noxious smells and maybe some burnt rubber and plastic and stuff into my sump. And it was not good. And, well, what happens? Well, I come down from teaching PE and I've got the class across the hall. All their kids are in the hallway. The teacher's trying to figure out what the smell is. I come in here and I can see smoke hovering above the tank. At first I think, oh no, it's got to be one of my Kessels here. And I look at it, turn the lights out. No, that's not it. I open up the sump. Sure enough, I can smell it and I can see this black, purple tar stuff floating on the top of my return chamber, and I grabbed hold of the wire. Now luckily I grabbed the insulated part and I pulled it out, and I could see that it was that power head there that was smoking. And so of course that is not great for the corals. So I used as much new salt water as I could, and I got pretty much most of the water that was in the return chamber out, even though my return chamber was cycling through, and I don't know how long it was shorting out inside there, but it wasn't good. But so I did as much of a water change as I could, put a new pump in there, loaded up new carbon, and was cycling the carbon through. Maybe went a little overboard in the amount of carbon that I put in there, but I was worried about the chemicals that were getting into the tank. Came in the next day, and yeah, sure enough, my Monties are looking pretty rough. But some stuff is looking okay. Actually, I can also say this particular hammer right here is not looking so well. It was definitely a lot deeper color. You can see my hammer on the other side is a lot nicer color. Oh yeah, oh look at this one. This is the Sunburst Monty. I mean, yuck. It's not looking so good anymore. But, some things are looking like the Samacora is looking okay, and, my LPS is looking pretty good. So nothing has died that I've seen, but some stuff's not looking so good. You can see way in the back there, I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit, but you can see right there, that acro, totally browned out, not looking so good at all. So that's not so good. Also that acro over there, I think that's the Oregon tort or the Cali tort, not looking so good either. So yeah, it could be better. Could be better indeed. So one of the things that I wanted to share in this episode of the Classroom Reef is, you know, do a little show and tell of what's making this tank work. So I decided to pull the skirting off, and so thought I would show you what's underneath. Now, I do like a pretty simple setup, mostly because I don't have a lot of money, and B, I need to make this as easy as possible. I am a full-time teacher, and there's a lot of aquarium going on, and I can't be here on weekends to maintain it, so I do need to keep it as simple as possible. So this is the return chamber here. By the way, this aquarium, it was built by Concept Aquariums in Calgary, and I did get it secondhand, and I have to say I got quite an amazing deal on it. For the tank, the stand, and the sump, plus one of those two skimmers. Amazingly enough, I got the whole thing for $750. The gentleman that was selling it had to get out of his apartment, actually his basement suite, and he needed some people to pull it out, and he had a real short turnaround time, and so yeah, I got a pretty amazing deal on it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So it came with the whole sump here, and then it also came with this ATO reservoir. So anyways, here's the return here. So I've got return from this tank here, that's a 20, I think it's a 20 long, comes down, returns over here. There's also return to the main tank, and then on the other side it's the backup return, and then the return coming from the Innovative Marine 25 that's on the other side. I've got the two skimmers on this side here. They're both a little undersized for this system, so two of them is going to make up for it. On this side here is the return area, and then you can see these right here are my reactors that I have, and of course I have replaced the little pump for that. What return I have the E-Flux from Current USA, and I have it on my tank at home as well. I really like the manual knobs. So, you know, anything that's got a power button or has a physical knob to it, yay, I like that, right? I don't like having to run everything through my phone. It kind of drives me nuts, and I'm not sure if other people think that way, but if it's got a power button or a knob, I like it. And with that being said, that's why I run Kessel. All of my lights in here are Kessel. Why? Well, it's yikes, pressed the wrong button. Stopped it from recording. But anyways, where were we? We were talking about Kessel. Why am I using Kessel? Well, mostly because I like knobs, right? I like the fact that I can change the color right here. I can turn them on and off right here. I like the size. I like the price point, and they grow coral, right? They definitely grow coral. But mostly I like the fact that it's got the knobs right on it. I mean, I really don't like using my phone unless I absolutely have to, and I just think sometimes, hey, let's make it simple. An on-off button makes my life easy, right? You know, partly it's problem in the school here, it's a closed network, right? And so it's not my own personal network, so therefore I can't just add devices and take, change devices on the network because it's not mine. It's run by a whole IT department, and so I need stuff that can be just standalone, or even at least Bluetooth right through my phone, and I don't need to go onto the Wi-Fi. So, you know, I think that's pretty limiting. So up on top here, I've got the Kessel A360s, and I do run those through their controller. So over here I have the standalone controller right here for running the lights, which is great. And of course, so this is my box of goodies here. So this is where I have all my electrical stuff, and the light controller is one of them. I also have the battery backup, so I have one MP40 right here. Mostly that's just for backup in case the power goes out. I'm away on the weekend, and I can't get into the school easily, so I need to make sure that the water's going to keep moving if I'm not here. And Digital Aquatics, these are the old controllers before the Neptune systems and all that. So I've got those. So there's 2 here, and then I've got another 2 down here. Love to have all the brand new stuff, but just not in the budget. I am 3-part dosing here, so there's our dosing tanks there. So we got calcium, alkalinity, and magnesium, and the Chimera dosing pump. And I think that's basically that there. We have our controller right here for temperature. And I like to run multiple undersized heaters just in case one gets stuck on. It's not going to cause any problems to the tank. You know, it would need to be that all 3 of them get stuck on for there to be a big problem. And on this side of the sump we have a Refugium. There's our water top off, and then we've got some bio balls and stuff down here in the return area. And this is our saltwater tank there for mixing. And what else can I show you here? Here's our frag tank, Innovative 25. Once again, running the Kessel. So, I like those Kessels. What other pumps have I got? I've got the AI Neros. So there's a Nero 3 on this side, and a Nero 5 over on this side. There he is right there. And then a couple other little bit cheaper old school pumps. I've got another Nero 3 on this one. Wow, those bubble tips are looking pretty good today. Oh, and I definitely got to point this out. This Ghani, I did not think it was going to make it, but it is coming back and is looking pretty good. So that makes me happy. But once again, oh, that Montipora is not looking so good. Look at how washed out that is. Alright, so, before I make you these videos, I'm just writing down a few things that I want to talk about. So I talked about my burnt out pump, and I talked about the equipment that I'm running, talked very quickly about dosing, but parameters. Hey, people are always talking about, hey, what are your parameters? So here are my parameters. So on the bottom line here, and I really have to work on getting these a little bit more stable, and I do not check them enough, but you know, I'm busy. So I checked them just today, and so temperature 77. My salinity has gone up. What are we at? 1.027. These are just like tick marks. As you can tell, I really don't, well, I've been measuring ammonia, nitrite, nitrate. I always get 0. Always get 0. I'd love to be able to get some nitrate, but it just does not want to just register. And you know, maybe partly that's why my Montipora is looking pretty sad right now. And you could tell right here that you know, when I do test, it's jumping around all over the place. So the first column there is our calcium. So I went from 365 to 465 in like a matter of a month, which isn't too bad. You can see my alkalinity is jumping around anywhere from 8.7 to 6.1. Yeah, you can see, oops, I did it again. There's a couple of oops there where I go, oh, I need to pay closer attention. And then even my magnesium, you know, I want to keep it around 1400. It's jumping around. It's not too bad. It's back at 1400 right now, but 1290. What was I doing? Yeah, that was a rough month there. I must have been really busy. So those are my parameters. Trying to keep them stable, but hey, doing the best we can. Anyways, why don't I just leave you with one last picture of the of one of the tanks. Hey, how about this one? This one doesn't get enough love, but you know, that is one really cool creature up there. That's my long spike urchin. And you know what, one of these days, I'd really like to see, sometimes I see him kind of germinating the tank, if you know what I mean, and making it all cloudy. And that's kind of really cool the way that happens. So next time I see that, I make sure I'm going to grab the camera and make sure I get it on film. And I guess with that, we'll sign off, and we will see you next time on the Classroom Reef.